What is up, everybody? We are back here at King Film Sports for the NFL Week 18 game predictions and betting locks. This is the final regular season edition of these locks, so let's have a great week this upcoming week. And I must let you guys know about this video's sponsor. It is BetUS. If you use our top link in the description, then you can get a 125% sign-up bonus, meaning that if you deposit $100 in your first time, then you will get a free $125 to bet with. So be sure to bet with BetUS, rated America's favorite sports book for the 29th consecutive year. And with that, we can get into our Week 17 recap. So for the Thursday night game, we had the Titans plus 14. A push there. Ugly game on both sides. Titans were really resting their players, so wasn't a great watch. Next game, we got to the Broncos plus 14, and they could have won this one outright. Russell Wilson has actually played pretty well against the Chiefs. That's basically the only team he's played well against. But the Broncos get the cover. Chiefs win. Saints plus 7. What a game here as the Saints get a big win, although they are eliminated from playoff contention. And now the Eagles might not end up with the 1 seed after the whole season where they were the best in the NFL record-wise. Then the Panthers at Bucks. Panthers held an 11-point fourth quarter lead and end up losing that one. Tom Brady to Mike Evans combo was godly in that matchup. Then we had Washington hosting the Browns, and Carson Wentz just had a horrible game as per usual. And the Commanders are eliminated from playoff contention with an outright loss to the Browns there. Then we had the Niners minus 5.5. Had great value here because we picked it before Jarrett Stidham was the starter. Line actually got up to 10. The Niners still didn't cover, barely ended up winning. Then in the Sunday night game, we had the Steelers plus 3 against the Ravens. A pretty entertaining fourth quarter finish here as the Steelers end up covering and winning outright on Sunday night there. And then obviously the Monday night game, Bills at Bengals. Bengals had an early lead. We had them at plus 110. And then we were all shocked with the scary Damar Hamlin injury and situation. So all of my thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family. I've heard that he has been improving in the hospital, but we are praying for more at this moment. So obviously that bet goes to void, even though the Bengals were winning. Who knows? They might replay the game, but as it stands, it is a push, so get our money back there. So overall, Week 17, minus 0.2 units, but overall in the season, still up 19.4. Still trying to get above the 20-unit mark, and maybe with a successful playoff run, we can get above 30 units, which is my goal. And then game picks still solid at 169 and 84, 67% there. And with that, I also must remind you guys about our Discord. As you know, we've been giving out free picks all season long when it comes to college football and NFL on this channel. But if you want our everyday picks for things like NBA and NCAA and men's basketball, in addition to football, you can use the second link in the description, which is an invitation to our Discord, which for the moment are free picks, which are very successful. So I recommend you check that out as well. And now we get into the NFL Week 18 picks, where first here we got the Chiefs at the Raiders. Give me the Raiders plus 9.5. I just think this is too many points for this Jarrett Stidham-led Raiders team. I know that the Raiders are fully eliminated from playoff contention, but they had very slim hopes, and the season was all but gone last week. And you saw what they did against the number 1 defense in the NFL. They lit them up for 34 points, did everything but win that game against the Niners. And I think that Darren Waller and Davante Adams have a huge week again this week against a worse Chiefs defense than what they faced last week. The Chiefs have always won this season, but covering has been a different story. They usually do not cover these big spreads, so expect the Chiefs to win this one, but the Raiders will keep it close. I'll take the 9.5 there with Las Vegas. Next, we get to the AFC South Championship between the Titans and Jaguars. And this one's pretty simple for me. I'm taking the Jaguars minus 5.5 points. I know this is a lot, and it might be a bit scary to pick against King Henry when you know at any moment he can pop off for a 200-yard, 2-touchdown game. But even if he does that, I just think that this Jaguars offense is too good. The Titans have the last ranked pass defense, and Trevor Lawrence has been so good over the past month. He's been one of the best quarterbacks in the league statistically since week 9, so I think that they can keep this up. I think Trevor Lawrence will have a big game at home here, and the Jaguars will cover minus 5.5. I just do not think that that Titans offense, especially through the air, can keep up with Jacksonville. Next game, we get to the Vikings at the Bears. Give me the Vikings minus 7 here. Now, I would be very hesitant to pick this game if Justin Fields was playing, but he's actually out with a hip injury. And guess who his replacement is? It is Nathan Peterman. an all-time bad quarterback performance a few years ago for the Bills when he threw for 5 picks. I'm not expecting as bad of a performance here, as this Minnesota defense is pretty porous through the air, but I don't know how efficient Nathan Peterman is going to be. Also, you have the Minnesota Vikings on the bounce back effect as they got embarrassed last week in Green Bay. I know that they're probably going to be the 2 or the 3 seed in the playoffs, but they at least want to have a good performance going into that game, and I think that they will. The spread's only a touchdown here, even in Chicago in the poor conditions. Give me Minnesota to cover the 7 there. Next game, we get to the Jets at the Dolphins, and I've got the Dolphins winning this game, but the main play is the under 39 here. I don't know who's going to start at quarterback really for either side. I suspect it's going to be Mike White, even though he did not play well at all in Seattle last week. And then it could be Skylar Thompson or Teddy Bridgewater, although Bridgewater is dealing with a finger injury, so we'll see there. But really, I don't think it matters. I think that these two teams both have great defenses, and their offenses have been pretty bad in recent weeks because of poor quarterback play. And I think this one goes under 39 points here. Jets also aren't playing for much, and the Dolphins have lost 5 straight, and their playoff hopes are hanging by a thread. Need this win and some help. I think that the defenses play great, and the offenses are another story. Next, we get to the Browns at the Steelers, and maybe a surprise pick here, but I'm going with the value. Give me the Browns plus 140 here. I think Deshaun Watson played a little bit better than in prior weeks against the Commanders. It obviously helped them out that they were playing against Carson Wentz, who threw 3 costly interceptions. But I think that they can move the ball against this Pittsburgh defense. I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game, and it'll come down to the final possession. I know that Kenny Pickett has been good in fourth quarters recently with comeback drives against the Raiders and Ravens, but I just do not think that that is sustainable. I do not believe in him as a great quarterback. I think that Watson is better at the moment. So give me the Cleveland Browns to ruin the Steelers' playoff chances and get the win in Pittsburgh. Next, we go to a similar situation where the Rams are trying to play spoiler on the Seahawks playoff chances. Give me the Rams plus 7. I know they had a dismal showing against the Chargers last week, but I think that they will show up here against the Seahawks. For those that don't know, the Rams always play the Seahawks well in these divisional games, even in Seattle in a tough environment. I think that the Rams are able to keep it within 1 score here and try and spoil the Seahawks playoff chances. I know that Seattle played great against the Jets last week at home, but that Jets offense is anemic. I think that Baker Mayfield will play a little bit better than Mike White did last week, and it'll be a close game. I think the Seahawks get the victory, but it is within the 7 there. Then we get to the Cardinals at the 49ers. Give me the Niners minus 14 here. No D-Hop in for this Cardinals offense, and David Blau is starting for them. I know he was all right last week in Atlanta, but this Niners defense needs a bounce-back performance. They let up 34 points to Jarrett Stidham and the Raiders, and I think they want to have a better performance heading into the playoffs against this bad Cardinals team. So it would shock me if the Cardinals got more than 17 points here. And then for the Niners, I think that they get at least 30 in this matchup. Purdy and the boys had it running last week, so I think that Shanahan pours it on here in the regular season finale, giving the Niners in a blowout there to cover the 14. And then we get to the Sunday night game, Lions at Packers. I think that the Lions keep it close here. Give me the Lions plus the 4.5. Not sure if they'll win outright, but this is just too many points. I think that Jared Goff has been playing inspired football, and ever since that 1-6 start, he has a 17-1 touchdown to interception ratio, so I don't think he's going to give up the game like Kirk Cousins did last week, and I don't think that the Lions have been as bad on special teams as the Vikings were last week that Green Bay was able to take advantage of. Aaron Rodgers hasn't been playing as good as you'd think for this 4-game winning streak for the Packers, so I don't think that they're going to blow out the Lions, even though the Lions defense is very bad. I think this one is kind of going to be a shootout type of game, last possession, maybe a game-winning field goal for either side, so take the Lions and the points there, plus 4.5 on Sunday night. So with that being said, let me know what your guys' predictions are for the final week of the NFL regular season. Do you agree with my picks, or are you fading me on any of them? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to sign up for BetUS for a 125% sign-up bonus match, and also sign up for our Discord. Links in the description. As always, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.